Hey, video game fans, this is Matt back for more build update for my Conan Exiles fortification that I have built at the Crevice here in the Northern Realms. Um, Before I get going into this, it's been a while since I've recorded, and this was the last thing I recorded, was the previous video. I intended to do a lot more recordings, but I just haven't, over the holidays and this winter, I just haven't felt motivated. Haven't found a lot of reasons to record stuff. But I have been gaming, and I really wanted to do an update for this. I am on the doorsteps of beginning another round of remodeling. I've got a lot of stuff completed, but I have more stuff I have in my head of what I want to do, and I'll go over some of that as we go through the fortification. Outside of the crevice here is my little semi-obscured structure. Let's start here on the outside of the building, and I'll give a little tour of some of the changes that I've made, besides some of the graphic stuff. I will note that I have I've bought a few more of the DLCs. I think I have all the DLCs now. I think I have all of them now, because I even got the Isle of Siptra, which I've been playing a little bit and dabbling in, but I keep coming back to this one because I want to make this base better. I also have some mods installed, and it's constantly a war of trying to get the game to run correctly and getting the different graphic things to work together. But I moved my little gong up to the doorway. It's a nice little doorbell. Added another set of stairs in here and make it a little less cumbersome to go up and down. Little planked area. I had envisioned these to have like stalls for people to be able to ride their horses up into. I finally realized that by adding in some fences, adding in the little overhang things. So basically, this is designed for one horse to go there, one horse to go here, and this thing is basically just like storage gear, whatever else. Put the little rope things on there so people could hang like tools and stuff. The little wheelbarrow. I decided this little area over here, it's not flat, so I can't really do anything. I can't place much on this hillside. They do not like letting you place things on slants. And there is a spawning elk over here that is constantly irritating whenever I'm outside, but I don't think he can see me right now, or he'd be attacking me. Yeah, I must have cloak on. And I decided, since I was doing all this extra stuff, I needed kind of an access over here, so I ended up putting a door in here. But again, I got some firewood, so this would be the idea, is that the people who work in here, if they need wood, they would come out, chop down a tree or whatever, and stack the wood there, and have a door access. Hey! Stupid. Great, now all my people inside are going to be pouring out to deal with this thing. I was intending to put a guard out here for that very reason. I don't want these stupid spawning animals. I don't know why the thing keeps spawning here. Once I start building stuff, it tends to interfere with where stuff spawns. But apparently the spawn point must be just beyond my little radius of stuff, so I definitely need to put a guard out here as a little bit of added muscle. So anyway, that's all I did with the lower portion of this, and it comes out, it looks all right. It still matches the feng shui of my little fort. And since I'm here and I don't want to get into flight mode, let's go ahead and just up over. Got a little telescope here. Right into the tree. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I couldn't find a good place to put it, but that's where it goes. I got a little laundry area here. It's awfully cold to be drying things out in this climate, but half the time it's raining. My garden has grown nicely. I put in an advanced compost heap on this side to create the potent compost. I still need to upgrade my planters, because I have the basic ones here, the crude ones, and I have one of the medium ones, the regular planter, but there's a higher tier, and I need to replace all these with the higher tier. I got my honey manufacturing bees. I got my regular compost over here. I created this nice little door. I got rid of my little overlook thing and created a door, which makes a heck of a lot more sense. I got gardening tools here, so I might as well just go inside, get into my regular household attire here. Okay. So here's our little, outdoor. So I definitely, I should probably put a guard on the inside and put a guard on the outside just for security reasons. I am not happy with my saddler's workshop, but I didn't have any other space to place the dumb thing. I was almost tempted to close this off into a different, square this up differently, and I might end up doing that just to create. The only problem, a reason why I haven't done it is it's going to screw up my roof, and I don't know if I want to. I've had so many problems with my roof, I don't want to have to deal with that. Anyway, staircase comes down. I had to move all this stuff around. I got my guard here, got my elevator, none of that's changed. Workstations, I've been trying to upgrade all my workstations with the most current one. I have a lot of artisan table things. I mean, I've had this Khitan artisan table here, and I'm still happy with that, but I have several other ones that I could put in. I'm not really, I don't want to put in a bunch of different stuff I'm not using, and I might actually take out some of the ones I'm not using. My dye area, it's kind of like the clothing, fabric, dyeing, so forth. I got all my different dyes are in boxes here. Of course, the dye manufacturing is there, and I keep it pretty well stocked with the ingredients I need to to make the ones that I have. Leave the light in the dark. Okay. I forgot I had these still processing. Okay. So I should have at least one of every single dye here. I need to make a few more because the only ones I haven't created one each of are the light dyes and the dark dyes. The ones that need the little modifier, all of the like dark orange, dark tan. I still need to go through and make those. But anyway, that doesn't matter. In changing some of the floor tiles, I accidentally blew apart part of my little tower here, but I actually like it a little better this way. It kind of creates a little more open space, so I left it. In order to make room for the Tinker's Bench, which I needed to put in, I moved some stuff around. I had to put the little grinder over here, but that's fine. It's still in the vicinity. The rest of my workstations are essentially the same. I'm trying to upgrade them as I can. They're all the improved version, but I need to decide whether I want to go up to the special higher tiered ones. And I don't even know if there's really anything better that they can do. It's just bigger and a different graphic set. My torture work table. And of course I have little furnishing things thrown in here and there to make it look a little more lived in. In the woodworker area over here. I need to go over what changes I'm about to make. Just last night I finished up this little part, my little storage area. I put in a bunch of chests down here for specific things. So I got all my cannon fodder, for the ballista as well as the bombs and stuff like that in there. I got all my arrows in there, and missile stuff. Basically stuff that I can't trash in my dismantler. This is just a carryover of stuff. I'm currently transferring all of those big chests, those metal chests that are in the temple area, down to here. So I'm gathering up all the stuff, putting it in my inventory, and then trying to sort it out and figure out where I want it. And right now, that's just a carryover. I got a lot of the furnishings in there, the stuff that sits on tables and desks, as well as some pillows and things like that. Anything that hangs on the walls. That one is currently empty. I have a small box here of all the little weapon and armor modifying tools because I keep accumulating those from dead bodies and chests and stuff, and I hardly ever use them. And then there's the larger furniture pieces. But anyway, all this is a storage. I have changed some of the graphic sets. If you notice, the floors are different. I finally changed all the floors on this level to the same set. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to change some of my walls or not, because it's such a pain in the butt to completely change things. So I'm not completely done with my previous editing, and yet I'm already considering getting ready to work on my next area of updates. The upstairs storage, I'm getting rid of this bed and probably going to get rid of this too. This is the appearance changer if I want to change all my different features. I'm still having a few problems with rain and having water coming in here when it's raining, and I need to figure out what can prevent that. But so my next process of updates, I want to create a realistic like bedroom setting. All of these workers down here should legitimately have some place that they sleep, and I'm thinking this area up here would be the ideal spot. So what I want to do is figure out, count up how many people I have, and then put beds up here for my people. Because we have both this and this area over here fully available, plenty of room for the workers to have their bedroom area. That's what my intent is going to be. The other upstairs area, the part that's in this tower, I am not sure. I'm on two different thoughts right now. It's not a large space, but it is big enough to house, I got two hammocks in here. There's certainly enough room for a few more beds. This might be where I'm going to house the clergy for my, because it's a little more private. It doesn't have as much space. It doesn't need as many people. But that would probably be where I'm going to put the clergy. Because I'm going to create some priests of Mitra for my, temple here. So yesterday I upgraded this, so it's on the highest stage now. So it's got this ginormous gold statue. And I have one true priest of Mitra. But then, and I changed the pillars, updated them. I think that looks nice. And the floors, of course. I think it all kind of matches color-wise, because this thing's got this reddish colored base, and it's got gold, the gold itself, but then this base part here is kind of golden. And these were the only pillars that kind of matched that color-wise. These are actually the pillars, I think, from the Yamatai set, or I can't remember which one it was. Or Khitan? No, the Khitan ones were kind of boring. Yeah, I think this was the Yamatai set. Yeah. They just happen to look the best, because most of the rest of this is from the Khitan set. And I said I was moving the chests, and so I'm down to these last three over here, and I'm going to replace them with this nice little thing. So I'm using the frames. I think the frames are from the... they're one of... Yeah, the Basonian set. I like these frames because they're a little more... Yeah, they're a little more decorative. If you notice, the wood has the little, almost Celtic-like knotted thing. And I'm using the panels from the... from the Ardashir set, which is kind of an Arabic-looking set, because they look nice. But the frames for that set are really plain and boring. So this is where it's kind of fun to mix and match the different artistic styles. And I'm going to put that in the background. And I'll probably, I don't know, I might create like a little inset area, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, once I get the contents of these last three crates moved into other areas, I'll panel this off as well. I put a little drum over here. I'm going to put one clergy member, like a drum man. He'll be probably a bald man with a stick, to beat the drum. And I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some thralls. I'm going to put them in Mitra garb and have them down here in different prayer emotes, praising the big statue area. I'm going to take all the people I have up here currently as kind of like the guards because they're all like heavy duty soldier people. I'm going to move them elsewhere. I think I'm going to take them down to the arena area. And I'm going to put some like a clergy guard, people who are dressed up in mitra garb with maybe a hood on each of the doors. Maybe put a few more around the temple area in prayer mode. But otherwise, I'm going to put a bunch of worshipers down here praying to the statue. So that's going to be the next thing I do out here. Um, the other people, I'm going to move them down into the arena area because they need some more bodies down there, or maybe guarding the other doors. Um, Otherwise, this area is fairly finished. I got to replace some pillars too. So this is my. I bring in a new thrall. I take them over here. I take off all of their gear, trash all the slave clothing that they're given, and then these chests are currently holding all my different attire. So headwear, bodywear, piercings and paint, the leg wear, the gauntlets and gloves, and the footwear. And then over here I have some one chest that just has some weapons in it and one that has shields. I basically equip them. The reason why I'm doing it here is because I got my armor crafting here. I got my dismantler here to destroy stuff, and if I have to get a different weapon, but I usually don't have to make weapons. Most of the weapons are weapons I've found. I gear them up. Once I'm happy with the way they look, then I make them, turn them into my follower, and I lead them to where I want them to be. So let's descend into the base, and you can see some of the other changes that I have made. So I had to move my forge. Originally, I moved him upstairs near the where that doorway is to the outside on the side of the building. It was in a door at the time because I needed space. I had to move him because I decided I needed to move my the golem manufacturing stuff down here, and there just wasn't any room anywhere else. So I took him up there. But then I moved him back down here once I had space. So then I put it over here. And of course, here's the golem workbench, and here's the golem, assembly area, and golem parts are all there. I also created this little gateway. This is, down the steps. This was just, you came around the corner, and behind that wall over there is the alchemy stuff. This room is a little more filled out now. Still a work in progress. So I mentioned that I need bedroom area for the clergy and I need a bedroom area for my workers. Well, these guys, I'll probably have to do something in here and turn this into a bedroom area for my alchemists. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've done here. I got a few more animals in here, if you notice. Then I got a few more taxidermied animals here and there. I've done most of the foundations. I put pillars up on the walls. You notice that this is still the kind of the second tier walls. I have not changed those yet, but that's part of my process. I need to change the steps. I need to change these sandstone looking things into something else. Decide whether I want to keep the insulated wood shaft for my elevator or change it to something else. A couple more decoration changes or alterations. The wall over here, everything. I've created some very subtle differences. You'll really need to watch the last video and take a look at how many things look different from that video to this one. So my bedroom area slash treasure room. I now have guards fully staffed here. All of my guards are dressed exactly like this Sumerian fighter is. They all have the exact same armor. And this guy is designated as like the captain of the guards. He's got the red sashes, but otherwise they're identical. I really like that armor. I think it works really good for like a royal guard. Okay, these guys keep sliding around on me. I cannot get them to stay where I fixed them. I think I've got some issues with, I probably have way too many things placed and it's starting to have more and more little graphic glitch things. But I've also, every time that stupid deer ends up in a fight, people start moving around to go attack it. But originally I had all these guys facing like out right at the doorway area. And all of a sudden one of them was moved out and another one was recessed in. So now I'm just kind of pushing them back inside. So I got 6 of these guys. The ones up front are more heavily armored. Well, no, they're all the same armor, but he's got a shield and a mace. This one's got a shield and a. Is that another mace? Yeah, another mace. We got a big forge light. What is this? I don't know if that's a big club or an axe. And this guy's got a spear. I think the two in the back have spears, including one woman. Treasure room. I have not changed any of the walls down here yet, or the floor. Well, some of the floors have been changed, but most of the walls are not changed. And I know I've probably added a few more things in here, but I do not remember for the life of me. There are a handful of new things in here. My treasure chest keeps getting filled more and more and more. But for the most part, there's not a huge amount of change in here yet. Just a few, maybe a few knickknacks thrown in here and there. Pop up here, I gotta get rid of. Bedroom area. I accidentally deleted a table that had a bunch of stuff on it, and of course it all disappeared. So I've had to rebuild a few things. We got a nice little cozy area. You know, we got a couch over here, which I should probably get some people for and get them sat down. A table with stuff. Again, these guys are getting active because every time somebody attacks somebody outside, everybody inside seems to get pissy about it. One of them's supposed to be sleeping. Little lounge bed. Upper area, I got some knick-knacky things up there. Some little statues. All these little sets have little tabletop decor and stuff. And I'm just in the process of filling this room out. I need another stuffed animal or something to put up there. Bedroom, the screen, the bath are all the same. She's moved. Like I said, small graphic glitches are starting to creep in. People are starting to move from where I've placed them, showing you some of the flaws. Well, when you start placing a few billion things in your base, I'm surprised it hasn't happened earlier. So, a major change since the last recording was I have updated my secret passage area. Got the chamber pots all placed around the place. That was a nice little graphic addition. I created an area. I got all my staircases reconfigured so they work nicely. Created a recessed area, a little less space back here than there used to be. And you'll see how it looks different in the arena area. But it's a little tighter, but it's actually over here is more space. So now I can actually walk through this. Another change in stairway mechanics. Comes out into the area. And I can go all the way back up the same way I came in without any little graphic glitches. So my little secret escape pathway works really great. I realize I could get rid of that too. Make that another area of decor. But like I said, this is still a work in progress. This is not the final state of my base by any means. And it's always a work in progress until I'm completely happy with the way things are. I'm definitely going to change the walls. I really don't want these as my interior walls for my bedroom. I'll probably close off the ceiling even a little bit, create some storage for upstairs. I might have to do that just to create bedroom space too for other people. Well, we'll see. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Alright, so this is where my secret passage kind of goes back there, and I could probably free up another little space for more critters, but we'll see. The arena area and kitchen. Yes, I have been busy down here. Again, people keep moving around. Various warriors in various attire sitting around watching the action down in the arena. Unfortunately, I don't have any emotes that are like cheering and nobody's looking down. They're all like looking straight across like it's a table. I don't have any control over that, so you're gonna have to have a little imagination when it comes to it. But It's a nice little array of warriors, and I'm going to bring a few more down here with a decent vantage point. If you notice, I created this nice little lattice work. This is where I discovered that lattice work. I thought it looked nice, and it created a nice little barrier. Safety reasons, otherwise you might fall off those steps and fall down into the arena, which I thought was a poor design choice. So putting the lattice work in there helped with that. And of course, I got the half lattice work here, so you can still look down into the arena. In configuring my new escape area, it enabled me to build into the back wall here and create some other little spaces. So I got a little table area up here, and you can still look down and see most of the arena. Creates this overhang for, again, some storage. The elevator, more storage stuff. Another little recessed area, so I can put a few more of my giant taxidermied animals. Got my dancers. I've got a tavern guard here. I got the tavern itself. She's moved. She's supposed to be next to the bar. Oh, great. This guy, both of these people are supposed to be sitting at the bar. Like I said, I'm getting more and more little issues where people keep getting up and moving around. I was not having that problem at my other bases that I've built, but for some reason it's starting to happen here, and I think it's because every time somebody attacks it, the place goes into attack mode. I fixed my arena door down below, and I'll show that. And part of fixing that created a different space. I ended up losing some stuff up here, and I lost my little platform that had my wild boar and stuff. Well, I fixed all that, so now I created this area, which actually turns out pretty nice. So I'm gonna have to put some taxidermy animals, maybe my big boar or something up here. And then in the back, I was thinking about, because actually the underneath over here, that's empty. This is a wall facing. This isn't a foundation. So if I created a door here, it could create a little more space. But I'm kind of happy with the wall the way it looks. I don't want to mess with it. Another meteor strike. Anyway, I definitely like that. It created a lot more space here. I still haven't decided if I'm going to put some tables. My kitchen area is a little more filled out. Of course, I got the upgraded refrigerator areas, my storage boxes. I got an upgraded stove. I got the fermenting barrel here. I got this guy kind of working this place. Is kind of like the meat sale stuff. Again, I had to move. I wanted this pantry area. I thought it looked really good. I wanted it over here, but I ended up not having space for it. I got little hanging chickens and spices and onions and vegetables and stuff, and hung them from the little overhang there, which turned out nice. And of course, I got my big boar that used to be over the bar up there. So it created a nice little cooking space, and I thought that was pretty good. The lower tier area, again, flushed out with a little bit of decor. A few more warriors that are really serious fans of the fight. I really want to get close to the action. It's a lot of people using one tiny piss pot. I got a gladiator here ready to go out into the arena. All decked out very much in gladiator wear. Got my stairs finally put in. I took out a set of spikes to do it. Got a couple of warriors in here with the bear. Didn't do a whole lot down here. Decor-wise, this was pretty much in the finished state prior to my last video. I did put some more two bodies up here on the little chains thing. Filled out nicely. The arena gate, I was finally able to get this fixed. A lot more happy with this. It's a smaller door, but it's not too small. And because it's smaller, it enabled me to create the space for my escape hatch, which is up there. Can't get to it unless it's basically a way out, not a way in. A thrall cage. There was a wall over here, and I got rid of it. Still rearranging stuff. I might be building something into this because we need bedrooms for the torture. Well, not torturers. They're the thrall trainers, and I got like three of them. They're going to need some kind of a bed space. I also need some bed space for my arena fighters, but they will probably end up just going into the cells. These are so thick. I'm probably going to have to build them up a little bit more, put a few more rooms in them. I'm not sure. Let's see. Changes in here. Very little. I put all my little wind chimey things around the outside of it to create kind of a little sound effect. Some bales and other stuff. I had two animal pens before. I had to get rid of one because I needed a stable. I forgot that the horses require a different training mechanism. Dong. Okay, that's the second horse, so I got to place that horse somewhere. Target things, I figure, you stand up on the top of this thing and you shoot down, practice your archery skills by shooting at the targets. Move my rhino back in. I'll show you why in a second. The stairway up. I put in a little wall. Devices. Rearranged a few things. But yeah, my thrall training. Oh, got another person to place. I got a cross over here, so another trainer training that person. The thrall, sleeping area, if they get any sleep at all. This is weird. This thing looks like it's a nice little small graphic, but it's actually got a pretty large footprint. I can't walk in that circle. It's kind of a pain. Receiving area, kind of like a, storage crates and stuff. On the other hand, maybe I'll turn this into bedrooms for my trainers. I don't know. Got a couple of crosses out here I need to put some bodies on because there's really no access point. It makes less sense for this to be like a receiving shipping area than more bedrooms. So I'll probably convert this into some form of bedrooms for my staff. I basically want to have a bed for every person who works for me. If they, just so accountability. It's unrealistic to have a whole base filled with 100 people and not have a single bed for any of them, right? Sorcerer. We don't like sorcerers. It's nice little graphic things that I picked up. Got another one here. A little warning, maybe, to outsiders not to come into this cave. And that's if they've already crossed this boundary. With bodies on stakes. Heads on poles. Probably shouldn't be going into this cave. Grizzly. So that's that exit. There are some pretty interesting modded content. So I started this off thinking, I'm going to have a nice friendly temple of Mitra with a base behind it. And it's turned out to be more of a facade where it looks like it's this friendly little temple, and then there's this, a slave den, pit fighting, of horribleness. It's like what goes on behind the closed doors. But it turned out pretty nice. And as I said, I'm in the process. I kind of completed the previous round of improvements. The stuff I wanted to do, I did. But now I'm in the next stage. I'm still wrapping up some of the stage 2, and I'm working on stage 3. So I was thinking about converting this space over here. Everything imagine a wall right here. It goes up several spaces, so I can easily turn this into like a staircase up, spiral staircase up, and then have like living space So I could use that as living space because I still have, again, I think the clergy could go up there. I think my workers can go above the other two roof tiles, but I still need to house like the guards. I don't have any bedrooms space designated for the guards. Um, and if it's not there, where else would I put it? I can have recessed, the way that I did the recessed floor there, because I have that little storage space. I could easily do that somewhere else, where instead of this door opening, I could just have a stairway down to a single floor bedroom space like this. I have all my floors are 3 high, so literally anywhere I could create a descent. You know, all I have to do is drop the ceiling down one level, and I have myself a whole floor of bedrooms. I need to do a head count on how many actual guards I'm going to have in this place. But anyway, that is my run through of my base and some of the things that I'm working on. Worship time. Yeah, I'm still debating. I'm still debating a lot of stuff. I want to do things that make sense, but at the same time, I also don't want to give myself a bunch of work. I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing is making something more efficient and not just giving myself a bunch of work. But I think realistically speaking, we need bedrooms. These people aren't just standing here all the time. They need bedrooms. And right now I don't really have space for them. There's actually space up here. This is all dead space. These walls are one whole foundation wide and 3 foundations tall, and yet they're just empty. There's nothing up there. So there's definitely space. I hate that this hallway is 3 high. It doesn't need to be. So I could easily put a whole floor of space above this and have bedrooms. And when I say bedroom, I mean Spartan. I'm just talking about a bed. I need beds of some kind for every single person. And if I can't have a bed, I gotta get rid of the person, because obviously they can't, they're not sleeping someplace, they're not resting up. I just think it helps sell the realism. I've even tinkered with the idea of putting an outside base, some kind of an outside bed facility. What am I going to do with him? It's a nice terrain. It's a nice place to build a base. I just gotta get it so everything is not being interfered with by crazy elk. Anyway, that is my base tour. I should have another one once I get I get a bunch more work done. But that concludes this one. Thanks for watching.